LEGO has released thousands of sets over the decades, but some of them are so bizarre, so unexpected, and so downright weird that you have to wonder what the designers were thinking when they approved these for production. Today, we're diving into the strangest LEGO sets that actually made it to store shelves, and trust me, some of these will blow your mind. Before I move forward, I'm counting on you to support my channel by clicking that tiny subscribe button so that we can spread these amazing videos to folks like you around the world. Thank you. LEGO Scala, jewelry sets. LEGO tried to break into the jewelry market in the late 1970s with sets that let you build wearable accessories. These weren't your typical LEGO bricks. They were flat, colorful pieces designed to snap together into bracelets, necklaces, and rings. The bizarre part is that LEGO was marketing these to adults, not kids. The sets came with instruction booklets showing sophisticated jewelry designs, and the pieces had a glossy, decorative finish. Sales were absolutely terrible. People didn't understand why they would pay LEGO prices for jewelry pieces when they could just buy actual jewelry. The line was discontinued quickly, but it shows LEGO was willing to experiment with some truly unusual concepts. These sets are now collector's items, mostly because they're so rare and represent one of LEGO's strangest business decisions. LEGO Primo Baby Rattles in 1997. LEGO decided to target babies with Duplo Primo, a line that included actual baby rattles made from LEGO elements. Yes, you read that right, LEGO made rattles. These weren't buildable toys. They were pre-assembled rattles designed for infants who couldn't even grasp the concept of building yet. The rattles came in bright colors and had LEGO studs molded into them, presumably to introduce babies to the LEGO system from day one. Parents were confused. Why would you buy a LEGO rattle when regular rattles were cheaper and purpose-built for babies? The line flopped hard. LEGO learned that not every age group needs LEGO products, especially when those products don't involve any actual building. These rattles are hilarious to look at now because they represent LEGO's attempt to capture the 0 to 1 year old market. LEGO Snap. Between 1998 and 1999, LEGO released Snap, a building system that had absolutely nothing to do with traditional LEGO bricks. Instead of studs and tubes, Snap used flexible beam elements that snapped together with ball joints. The pieces looked like abstract geometric sculptures, and you could build things that moved and flexed. Sounds cool, right? Except nobody understood what to do with it. The instruction manuals showed robots and vehicles, but they didn't look like LEGO at all. Kids were confused, parents were confused. LEGO fans rejected it completely because it broke away from the classic brick system. The sets sat on shelves, gathering dust. LEGO discontinued Snap after just a year, making it one of the shortest-lived product lines in company history. Today, Snap sets are considered some of the strangest LEGO products ever made because they represent a complete departure from what makes LEGO work. LEGO Galador. In 2002, LEGO launched Galador, an action figure line tied to a television show. These weren't buildable figures. They were pre-assembled action figures with limited articulation and some interchangeable parts. LEGO was trying to compete with action figure brands like Hasbro and Mattel, but they forgot one crucial thing. LEGO fans want to build things. Galador figures had almost no building involved. You could swap limbs and heads, but that was about it. The TV show was poorly received. The toys didn't sell. LEGO lost millions on this venture. What makes Galador especially strange is that LEGO had already proven they could make successful buildable action figures with lines like Bionicle. Instead, they abandoned that formula and created something that wasn't really LEGO anymore. Galador is often cited as one of LEGO's biggest failures, and the sets are now collectible mainly because they're so weird and unsuccessful. LEGO Jack Stone. From 2001 to 2003, LEGO tried to simplify building with Jack Stone, a line featuring massive, specialized pieces that could only be used in specific ways. Regular LEGO sets encourage creativity because basic bricks can be used for anything. Jack Stone did the opposite. You got huge pre-molded pieces like entire vehicle chassis or building facades that snapped together with minimal effort. The sets could be built in minutes, which defeated the entire purpose of LEGO. Kids felt like they were assembling pre-made toys rather than building something. The Jack Stone character himself was bizarre too, a generic hero who solved everyday problems like fires and traffic jams. The line was discontinued after 3 years because it fundamentally misunderstood what makes LEGO appealing. These sets are strange to look at now because the pieces are so specific and oversized that they look like they belong to a different toy company entirely. LEGO Clickits in 2003. LEGO launched Clickits, a line aimed at young girls that let them create jewelry and accessories from colorful plastic elements. These pieces weren't compatible with regular LEGO bricks. They were their own closed system. Girls could make bracelets, picture frames, and keychains by snapping together flower-shaped pieces and beads. LEGO marketed this heavily as a creative outlet for girls, but it came across as condescending. Why did girls need a separate product line that focused on jewelry instead of building? The set sold poorly, and LEGO discontinued Clickits after a few years. What makes this line strange is that LEGO had already proven with sets like LEGO Friends that girls enjoyed building the same things boys do. Clickits represented a step backward, assuming girls only wanted to make accessories. These sets are now considered a misguided attempt at gender-specific marketing. LEGO Explore. From 2002 to 2004, LEGO created Explore, a line that sat between Duplo and regular LEGO system sets. The pieces were smaller than Duplo, but larger than standard bricks, and they weren't compatible with either. This created a bizarre middle ground that served no purpose. Parents didn't understand why they needed a third LEGO system for their kids. Children who outgrew Duplo could just move to regular LEGO. Explore featured strange themes like logic and early learning, with sets that taught sorting and pattern recognition. The problem was that these educational goals could be achieved with regular LEGO bricks. Explore sets looked odd too, with chunky pieces and muted colors that didn't match LEGO's typical bright aesthetic. The line was quietly discontinued, and LEGO never mentioned it again. These sets are strange because they represent LEGO's attempt to create a solution for a problem that didn't exist. LEGO Quattro. Before you ask, yes, there was a LEGO line bigger than Duplo. In 2004, LEGO introduced Quattro, featuring bricks twice the size of Duplo elements. These massive blocks were designed for toddlers aged 1 to 3. Each brick was about the size of an adult fist. The idea was that very young children could build with these enormous pieces before graduating to Duplo. The problem was obvious. Parents weren't going to buy 3 different LEGO systems as their kids grew up, especially when Duplo already worked perfectly fine for toddlers. Quattro sets were expensive for what you got, since the pieces were so large that even small builds required multiple sets. The line lasted only a few years before LEGO pulled it from most markets. Quattro remains one of the strangest LEGO experiments because the pieces were comically oversized, and the market research that justified their creation is baffling. LEGO Spybotics in 2003. LEGO released Spybotics, a line of programmable robots that operated independently. These weren't Mindstorm sets with full programming capabilities. They were pre-programmed robots that followed light sources or completed simple missions. The sets came with small buildable robots that had light sensors and motors built in. You could link multiple Spybotics together for basic interactions. The concept sounds advanced, but the execution was limited. Kids quickly grew bored because the robots could only do a handful of pre-programmed actions. The sets were too simple for serious robotics enthusiasts, but too technical for casual builders. LEGO discontinued Spybotics after 1 year, making it one of their fastest failures. What makes these sets strange is that LEGO already had Mindstorms for programmable builds, so Spybotics felt like a watered-down version that satisfied nobody. LEGO Creator Mosaic sets. Between 2001 and 2005, LEGO sold mosaic sets that turned photographs into LEGO creations. You would send LEGO a digital photo, and they would mail you a custom set with thousands of tiny plates in various colors. Following the included instructions, you could recreate your photo as a LEGO mosaic. This sounds amazing in theory, but in practice, it was bizarre. The mosaics required massive baseboards and thousands of small pieces, making them tedious to assemble. The final results looked pixelated and low resolution because LEGO plates could only approximate photo details. Worst of all, these sets were expensive, often costing hundreds of dollars for a single mosaic. Lego discontinued the service after realizing most people would rather just print their photos normally. These sets are strange because they represent Lego trying to replace picture frames, which was never going to work. Lego Ultimate Building Set in 2007, Lego released set number 6726, marketed as the ultimate building set for serious collectors. This wasn't a themed set, it was literally a bucket of random Lego elements with no instructions or cohesive purpose. The set contained standard bricks in various colors, but it was packaged as a premium product with premium pricing. Lego expected adult fans to buy this as a parts pack for custom builds. The strange part is that you could buy the same pieces cheaper by purchasing multiple regular sets. The Ultimate Building Set offered no unique pieces, no exclusive colors, and no special value. It was just a bucket of bricks with fancy marketing. Lego fans called it out immediately, and the set became a joke in the community. It's strange because Lego usually understands their market, but this set showed a complete disconnect between what the company thought fans wanted and what fans actually needed. Lego Ben 10 Alien Force. From 2010 to 2011, Lego partnered with Cartoon Network to create sets based on Ben 10 Alien Force. The show featured a kid who could transform into aliens, which sounds perfect for Lego, except Lego's execution was baffling. The sets used standard system bricks, combined with large, pre-molded alien heads and limbs that looked nothing like Lego. The figures were disproportionate and ugly, with massive alien heads stuck onto small Lego bodies. Building the sets felt unsatisfying because so much of each model was just one or two huge specialized pieces. Kids who were fans of the show didn't like how the Lego versions looked. Lego fans didn't like the reliance on large, single-use pieces. The line died quickly, and Lego never attempted another Ben 10 collaboration. These sets are strange because they show Lego struggling to translate a property into their building system, resulting in figures that pleased nobody. Lego Avatar: The Last Airbender in 2006. Rumors circulated that Lego was developing sets based on Avatar: The Last Airbender. Fans were excited. The show's elemental bending and Asian-inspired settings seemed perfect for Lego. Then the line was suddenly cancelled before a single set hit shelves. Lego never explained why, leaving fans confused. Years later, concept images leaked showing what the sets would have looked like. They were stunning, featuring detailed temples, vehicles, and minifigures. The strange part is that Lego had already invested time and money developing the line, so cancelling it at the last minute made no sense. Some speculate that licensing issues killed the deal. Others think Lego worried the sets wouldn't sell despite the show's popularity. Either way, Avatar sets remain one of Lego's strangest cancelled projects, and fans still wish they had been released. Lego Sports. Between 2000 and 2007, Lego created an entire sports theme featuring buildable soccer, basketball, hockey, and other athletic sets. These weren't minifigure scale, they used specialized action figures with spring-loaded kicking and shooting mechanisms. You would build goals, courts, and arenas, then use the figures to play actual games. The concept was interesting, but the execution was weird. The figures looked clunky and nothing like Lego minifigures. The action features were unreliable, with shots randomly flying everywhere. Parents didn't understand why they would buy Lego sports sets when their kids could just play real sports outside. The sets tried to be both toys and games, succeeding at neither. Lego quietly discontinued sports after 7 years of poor sales. These sets are strange because they represent Lego trying to replace actual sports equipment, which was never going to happen. Lego Life of George in 2011. Lego released Life of George, a game that combined physical building with smartphone apps. Players would receive a set of Lego pieces and had to build specific models shown on their phone screen within a time limit. After building each model, you photographed it with your phone's camera, and the app judged whether you built it correctly. This sounds innovative, but it was incredibly frustrating. The camera recognition was terrible, often rejecting correct builds because lighting or angles were wrong. The time limits were stressful, turning Lego building into a frantic race. Worst of all, the game required a compatible smartphone when many kids still didn't have phones. Life of George lasted only a year before LEGO discontinued it. The sets are strange because they represent LEGO's early, clumsy attempts to merge physical and digital play. These pieces are used to build competition fields where teams test their robots. For anyone outside the program, these sets make zero sense. You open the box and find a whale, some tiny tree houses, a seesaw, and a bunch of cardboard squares. There are no instructions for building anything cohesive. Everything is designed for very specific competition challenges that change every year. These sets cost hundreds of dollars despite containing mostly cardboard. They're strange because they're LEGO products that aren't really meant for regular play or display, existing purely as functional equipment for a niche educational program. LEGO Modular Buildings Cafe. Corner price in 2007. LEGO launched their Modular Buildings line with set 10182 Cafe Corner. This wasn't a strange set in terms of design. It was gorgeous, featuring a detailed 3-story European-style cafe and apartment building. What was strange was the price. LEGO charged $150 for this set, which was unheard of at the time for a non-licensed product. Fans were shocked. LEGO had never asked that much for a city or creator set before. Many people predicted the Modular Buildings line would fail because nobody would pay those prices. They were wrong. Cafe Corner sold out quickly, and the secondary market price skyrocketed. LEGO realized adult collectors were willing to pay premium prices for sophisticated sets. This set is strange not because of what it was, but because it revealed a market LEGO didn't know existed and completely changed their business strategy forever. LEGO Studios' Spider-Man Action Studio in 2004, LEGO released set 1376 from their studio's theme, which came with a USB camera for stop-motion filmmaking. The Spider-Man Action Studio set included minifigures, backgrounds, and props for creating your own Spider-Man movies. You would build scenes, move your figures, and capture each frame with the included camera. The software on the CD-ROM let you edit your footage. This sounds ahead of its time, but the camera quality was atrocious. Videos looked pixelated and choppy, even by 2004 standards. The software crashed constantly on most computers. The stop-motion process was tedious, requiring hundreds of photos for seconds of footage. Kids gave up quickly and just played with the LEGO pieces instead. LEGO Studio sets are strange because they represented a genuinely innovative idea that the technology of the time couldn't properly support. LEGO Time Cruisers. From 1996 to 1997. LEGO released Time Cruisers, a theme about characters traveling through time in futuristic vehicles. The sets combined elements from castle, space, and town themes into chaotic mashups. You would get a spaceship with medieval knights and Old West cowboys riding together. The aesthetic was confusing and inconsistent. Some sets looked like sci-fi vehicles, while others resembled time machines from B-movies. The story made no sense, with minimal explanation of why these characters were time traveling or what they were trying to achieve. Kids didn't know if they were supposed to build space adventures, historical scenes, or something else entirely. LEGO discontinued Time Cruisers after just 2 years. These sets are strange because they tried to be everything at once, resulting in a muddled theme with no clear identity that satisfied nobody. LEGO Bionicle Paraka. The 2006 Bionicle Villain Wave introduced the Paraka, 6 characters with disturbing organic faces printed on their masks. Previous Bionicle sets had mechanical or abstract mask designs that looked robotic. The Paraka masks showed detailed, almost human-like faces with teeth, gums, and grotesque expressions. Fans were deeply uncomfortable. These faces crossed the line from mechanical beings into uncanny valley territory. Children found them creepy. Adult collectors thought they looked ridiculous and out of place in the Bionicle universe. The designs were polarizing in a way LEGO hadn't anticipated. Despite the controversy, the Paraka sets sold reasonably well, but LEGO never used such organic face prints again. These sets remain strange because they show LEGO pushing their design language in a direction that made many fans uncomfortable.